YouTube's weird. It goes from no viewers to 17 like immediately. There's no update in between. Okay. Let's play this and let's shuffle it. That is loud in my ears, but I think that's okay in everybody else's. How is your Saturday, right? How many fires this time around? Hopefully, I can't believe I'm saying this, but hopefully more fires than crashes. Amanda, Adia, welcome. Good evening and morning, depending on where you're at, absolutely. It's such a shame that like one of the most inspiring times to play the game is also when it's least stable. There's the release clock for CS2. Oh, well, I did say we were going to stream until it crashed. So you made it through the whole stream, Amanda. That's one. That's one. And scene. I didn't even take the starting soon off. This is why you play unmodded. This is unmodded. This is console. There's no mods. They break the game just fine on their own. You don't need mods to break it. The game takes longer to load. It hangs here because I pressed the buttons and it's like doesn't respond. So I guess we'll reload whatever we saved last. Do we do shots every time we crash? That's irresponsible from a health perspective. Betting your life on how many crashes we get. Go to get the bundles later. Did crashing already before I took the starting soon off the screen convince you maybe to hold off on those bundles? It might give me pause. Sounds like a poor port or a poor update. I mean, the port is what it is. Is the dog with me? No. Not down here, at least. I haven't done shots in 10 years, so it might not be smart. Yeah, not a good idea. No, the dog is not with me in the basement, at least. She might be in the living room still. I would say definitely a poor update for sure. This is the worst that Remastered has been in since it was released, which is ironic because Tantalus is the console dev. They should, like, now that they've taken over everything, did they forget the console part? You know, not that they were ever perfect, but I did throw another campus in where I'm trying to get the achievement for 100 different, what is it, academic works? Yeah, so what am I at now? 48 on the other school, which is the max, and then we're going to get another 48 here, and then we'll have to get some more at the last campus wherever that goes. But this is not, we're slowly bleeding money. Let's see if we can get back into the cinematic camera. I'll take the starting soon off. We've already crashed once. Just be grateful it's a free update. Okay, now. Love your content. I appreciate that. Hopefully we get to play some tonight. Yeah, I mean, I've played both. You'll find some PC building on the channel as well. I understand that they're worlds apart. It doesn't mean that you should charge money for one and not play test it. It's pretty sad where we're at in the gaming space in general, but as well with Cities as a brand. That here we are 11 years after it came out, 3+ years after remastered, and they still can't figure out how to do a release without breaking everything. And like the PC community is used to hard breaks. Like, oh, I play with mods and mods are gonna break until the modders update them. But I don't know if anybody sits back and plays unmodded and sees how terrifically the devs break the game themselves. It's not all like, oh, the modders need to update things. No, the modders need to fix it again more often than not. And it's sad. They charge money for this stuff and didn't notice that, you know, controllers don't work on consoles. That's not asking a lot for a product you charge for. If I had them, I'd take over Paradox. Be hard pressed to do a worse job, I'll tell you that. Console has no reason to be so bad. Okay, I'm with you. I'm picking up what you're putting down now. Right? If you can't not break the base game, how do you expect people's mods that are pinning it together not to break? I mean, they do offer experimental versions, if you will, but apparently they don't do any playtesting on the console version. And I don't know of anybody getting early access on console anymore. I certainly don't see any other console creators, so what do you want to bet they don't put a whole lot of time into testing it? Okay, what? Yeah, I don't even know what. I keep hitting B to get out of the camera. It doesn't do that anymore. So let me see. I've done some stuff. I started restructuring neighborhoods a little bit, coming off the water here. Trying to tighten that up a little bit, the zoning, so it's not as crazy and chaotic. It certainly still has some chaos to it. This is opened up a lot. I'm not sure if we're going to zone here. We're definitely creating some traffic problems as I move some things around. So I am working on some of that. Let's see where we're at. It's up and down. It's 82% right now. And this is our new problem intersection because of all the reconfiguring that I've done down here. It's backing up all the way up to here, which is unfortunate. Here, we'll fix this real quick. Hold on. That'll fix it real quick. Come on, guys. Despawn faster. Thank you. And fixed. There we go. Beautiful. And we're good. We're good. We'll never back up again. Okay, so if you look over this way, I threw a little bit more industry over here. I will say, I gotta say, they did something to change the balance. So this city, $1 billion in the bank, I had it to the point where I could just leave it here, literally as a screensaver all week long. Never had to touch it. Just let it do its thing. And now it requires a lot of maintenance. There are more death waves, even though I have the same coverage and what, 3,000 more population. Shouldn't be that different. But also something that's very different, and I've had to mess around a lot with the warehouses. Let's see what this one's doing. 100% full, and it's set to full. Okay, so that one is actually working now. These were problematic. I had to delete and recreate them, and we were having all kinds of business abandonment because of not enough goods. So I had to change the balance of my industry to the rest of my areas, where before we had just the Colline Francesi here that had industry. Now we also have another pocket over this way to produce some local goods in addition to the stuff that gets imported. Best map for all industry space 25 tile. I mean, I like this one a lot. I think you have to give up on the idea. I don't play with the cheats on. So in the case of ore and oil, I imported all that stuff. But this is everything. There's 20 barracks, so it's a plus 100% efficiency. And then we also have 150% on the production rate for the factories, which if you're playing on console, you will need a mouse to set those currently. That's fun. But yeah, I've got all 4 industries. So I'm a fan of this map, although I couldn't even tell you what it was. Or is it Riverrun? Is that why we called it that? Because it is the name of the map. That might be the case. I think that is the case. So my recommendation is Riverrun out of the base game, but assuming that you're going to import your ore and oil and not use unlimited. Come on.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Anyways, where was I? Despawning isn't a long-term solution. It is if you're willing to do it long-term, Adia. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't tell me how to sweep problems under the rug. I'm an expert at that. Do it with the best of them. Okay. We had a massive fire during the marathon the other day. Where were we when that? I think it was like coming over this bridge. Did we come over that bridge? Yeah, I think so. Is this another fire over here? No, it's pink. It's pink trees. I thought that was fire for a minute. There is another one happening down here. Should be fine. Should be fine. We'll look for this map. I wasted hours trying to find one. Yeah. So I did a 10-hour stream looking at all the maps, looking for the best 25 tile, and I tier ranked them. And I definitely recommend Riverrun. It was very high up. The church was up in flames big time. Yeah. Say thank you for teaching me how to play Cities on console. You're the only help I could find for years. Well, cheers. I'm glad you found some help. I know I was banging my head into the desk trying to figure it out and finding nothing but PC help, which is why I started uploading these videos for Cities. So I changed this to Metro. So we've got above ground Metro coming through here now instead of train. Looks a little cleaner, the tracks themselves. And then I used the Brutalist station here and alternated with that and the, what's the other one called? This one with the shops. And then I've got to bring that over here still. I haven't done that into the campus yet, but we will. Does it not tell you what resources you get before you start? Yeah, you can look at that on the map. It will tell you like what are built into the map. But unless you're playing with cheats, you are eventually going to run out of ore and oil. They are finite. Whereas like farming and forestry is a renewable resource. So you kind of have to, you either have to cheat or you have to decide that I want to import and process stuff. And that's what I do here. So we import, what do we have? 1, 2, we got 7 storage of the ore. And then this one over here is the Vegemite fields. And we accidentally put that there once, and now the ground is tainted with Vegemite, and we can't do anything with it now. So that's what it does. But the other ones are all ore, and then we process that into glass and metals. Right? Is that what they do here? Metals. That's all metals. This is glass, and that's glass. And then what I do with the factories is some of them require more than one good from an area. So this requires glass and metal, so it belongs at the ore, arguably. And then the plastics and timber come from oil, and forestry. Combined words there. The Vegemite hate needs to be studied. The Vegemite love needs to be questioned. I'm looking at, I'm talking about you, Kanga. I know you're here. I need you to make satisfactory help now. I can't press Q like all the results tell me. Man, I almost got on that too. Like when it was coming for console, I was like, that might be one that could be useful. But I have to learn it myself first before I can info dump on it, and I haven't figured it out yet. I played it for like 20 minutes. Actually, I'm kind of curious. How long do I have in satisfactory? Maybe less than that. 23 minutes. I guess it wasn't my jam. Okay. But that's my philosophy on the industries. Riverrun, yeah, Riverrun's a great map for those looking for a 25 tile build. I had to completely like reset my thinking. It's weird. Like the you will find, especially if you know console players here, the original 3x3 9 tile city is pretty rough. It's very limited in space, and even if you pick the best 9 tiles, some of the maps are arguably unplayable because of how they create problems just outside the space you can control, like triangle intersections with trains that will 100% jam at some point and then completely hobble your industry. I like my farm industry miles away from my city. Finally caught the remastered version half off. Nice. There you go. Hang on, I got my tea and my backup tea in a thermos, and that backup tea needs to stop steeping. So it hasn't even been a week, and I feel like the novelty of race day is already worn off. Like, I ran a marathon in my city, and I'm good. I don't need the DLC ever again. I might use the cobblestone alleys, but that's about it. So that feels like that was a wasted DLC, if I may say. The fact that I'm already done with it. Who knows, though? I think Plainville 2.0 is next, which is going to require uninstalling all the DLC. PC's lucky we can unlock all and put farms out in farmland. One of the most frustrating maps I've ever seen in my life, I think it was Map Pack 3, that had all the beautiful farmland painted, except they painted it with ore and oil. And there's like 0 farmland on the map. So if you want to play without the cheats on, you basically need to turn it into an oil town. Like all oil fields, and completely ruin the landscape. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It looks great, but you're selling it to people on console who can't mod the game, and it's effectively unplayable unless you cheat. Which seems like an odd way to force somebody to play, but I don't know. Vegemite Town. Just a bunch of black pits. Okay, we're not going to have any big ones tonight. Just the little one-offs. That's fine. No big deal. I will say, I don't know if people see it on the stream. If you're used to me moving the camera around a lot, you may be able to pick up on it, but there are wicked bad frame drops and lags now that were not happening nearly this frequently prior to this update. So they have really managed to downgrade this one. Okay, 3 times speed. There, they're already putting it out. No excitement there. Toll boost to all your oil depots. Security checkpoints. I got to look at the train network at some point. I should hook up at least to here. Let's hook this up. Oh, I did this too. This is new. So I will consider like redoing this part here. But there's now a trumpet interchange that feeds down into this, which we did not have before. And then this is all effectively one-wayed. So up here, this is directing traffic one way. And then it becomes a one-way this way. There's also a one-way 4-lane feeding traffic through here. And then that comes back one ways through here, which connects to this one-way loop here that goes all the way around Central Park. And that comes all the way down to the end. So they are not the smartest about the 6-lane traffic. They tend to only use the outer lanes. And a lot of parking, obviously, but it keeps things moving. Plus, there are also a lot of chances to turn left or right for them to variate from those lanes, so... Yeah, I don't know if I'm doing any tolls in this town, but I mean that's certainly something I could consider for getting back into the positive budget. We're basically running a second school right now. I do have a lot of the buildings turned off, but we're running a second school right now just for academic works, which reminds me, let me grab my mouse here. Hold on. Wake up. Where? No? Are you gonna crash the game? Hello, computer. No, you're not gonna recognize the mouse at all now? Seriously? Oh, come on. I can't even... What if I go in here? No. I just want to play the game. I'm willing to use a mouse. It doesn't want you to move the mouse. I'll ban you, Kanga. It's like not staying powered on. It's wired. No, you're not going to work. So I cannot do academic works. I mean, I guess these academic works are done. And we're just waiting for it to become next school year, technically. Yes, some of the map pack DLCs 100% crash when trying to open right now. That's another downside to starting a new map right now. One, that you won't be able to adjust any sliders on it, and two, it might just not even load. Okay, come on now, mouse. Nope. No. I'm like, I don't know what it wants from me. I'm plugging it in. It's lighting up. Schools are open all year. You don't have to do anything policy-wise for that. Yeah, it was recognizing my mouse earlier because I had this idling in my office today, and I did run through, as you can see, 26 academic works already, but it will not recognize the mouse now. And this is a fresh boot of the game since we crashed during the stream. Well, that stinks. Is it just not gonna recognize it, huh? Oh, I mean, it did already crash once. They really got to fix this. It's sad. Why? I don't know why it won't recognize the mouse being plugged in now, though. That stinks. Do keyboard controls work? I assume, but I don't generally play with keyboard, so I don't know. I only have one. That's the other thing. There's only so many USB plugs on here. I've got one of them committed to the mouse right now. Not because I want to. Here, I could answer that question, I guess, real quick. No. No, it is not recognizing the keyboard either, so something is up. But it recognized it earlier today, this same mouse on this same cable. I'm going to go ahead with the game that crashed already 3 minutes into the stream. Might be the thing that's at fault. More than my troubleshooting or my equipment. Okay, well, so much for setting academic works. Man, it's amazing how a bad update can just suck the life out of the room. I want to play the game. I want to get inspired. I want to do something new. And it's going to crash on me and not let me load the maps that I want to load. And yeah, I got it plugged directly into the console. Trust me, man. It's the game that is at fault, not my troubleshooting or my equipment. It's in really rough shape right now. I don't have any kind of hub or anything. I bought airports last week. That's timing. Uninstalled it again for now. Yeah. Let me know if you come up with a good airport. I'm interested to know what you think of it. I just never get inspired, and then I'd plunk in the Metropolitan Airport from Sunset Harbor, which is just enough asset for me. Didn't buy Sunset Harbor yet. That might have been a better choice. I don't know. I mean, there's some good maps in it. I did like the swamp map, Swamplands or whatever. It was Swampscott, I think. The trolley buses are okay, but they require, very much like the trams, a road commitment. And when that road commitment could be committed to trams, though, and higher capacity, it's a tough choice. But I could understand why you might have an attachment to trolley cars. So yeah, you totally should have bought Sunset Harbor. I gotta get back into the realm at some point. I got we added the naturalist and never fully got around to exploring all the animals. Sunset Harbor's worth it too, more than the airports. I love the fishing and adding the extra movement to the city. The fishing's okay. It looks a little crazy in the river and Riverrun because it's so fast and overpowering. In like a lake, though, I liked it in Rosewood. Right? Didn't we eventually put the fishing in Rosewood? I think we went back to that. Because I feel like Sunset Harbor was after that build. Ride a trolley bus every day. Oh, there you go. I mean, the game's been bugged for a while. It's never been bug-free. And they always mess something up around DLC release. So, like, that should not be... Unfortunately, it should not be a surprise at this point. It should not come as a surprise to you next time. Because I guarantee you, I will put down $60 more DLC for you to say that the next time they do an update to include new DLC and they change the game in any way, that they are going to break it. And it is not just a PC mods thing. It is they break the game at the very core, and then the community fixes it, but the community doesn't fix it on the console side. So we wait extra long and they half fix it. And they say like, oh, they probably won't remember that bug, right? No, it sticks around. But it'll be fine. They'll get it to a playable state again and you'll love it, and then they'll release a new DLC and break it all again. Right when they get you excited to play it again, they'll break it. It's just like Bethesda. Season 1 of Fallout TV show. Let's give them an update that breaks all the mods and call it the next gen update. Well, thanks, Todd. What about let's wait till season 2 and give them the anniversary update? Anniversary update? Well, that sounds better. What does that do?
16 times the detail.
I know, but Todd, like what's actually better about
All
the game?
New rendering, lighting, and landscape technology.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm sure it looks great, but it's not like we can see distant
And
weather
even
systems.
view distant weather systems across the map.
Okay. Shut up, Todd. Iceflake has not enough time with old Cities 1. Iceflake isn't touching Cities 1. Iceflake doesn't own Cities 1 in any capacity. It's Tantalus who is the developer of the console and remastered version of the game, which makes it that much more frustrating that they blew up the console and remastered versions of the game. So they took over they've been porting in, or I shouldn't say porting in, but they've been patching into the game all the CCPs that have been coming out for a while. But what is that, right? That's adding a new menu and putting some buildings into a game. This is the first time that they've created something that like changes the behavior. And it didn't go well. At least the updates in No Man's Sky are free. Yeah. I know that's a wild course redirection, because I'm sure like had things gone well at launch, they could have charged for many updates by now. But because it went so bad, they opted to focus on fixing it and repairing that brand damage, not trying to make more money off of it. Paradox does the exact opposite. They're like, okay, bye, Colossal Order. You guys have 3 months. We need money in quarter. It is January. I don't care if you're on Christmas break. Let's go. And here we are, like, second week of March. Here's our DLC. But what's it come with? A broken game. And it is not, like, I hope enough PC players step back to see that, it is not just, ooh, game updated, mods broke. Like, no, they are very bad at this. They're very bad at managing their own game. Like what does the free update have? Right? What does the free update have? It has fences. Just for a refresher here. We'll go through all the features of the free update. We got roads. When you have a road, you can put fences on the road. Just by clicking on the road. How do you take them off? You delete the road. Unless you have a mouse, which my Xbox isn't even recognizing right now. So that's not a problem. So there's the fences on the roads. Don't make any mistakes with them, because you'll have to remove your roads on console. We get a couple billboards. I honestly don't even know where they are. They're like in the props or something. There they are. So like, there you go, some billboards. This is the large billboard, and this is the large elevated billboard. There is no frame of reference for other billboard sizes though, so I think the large moniker is not deserved. It may be appropriate if they add other billboard sizes down the road, but you can't prove to me that that's a large billboard until you show me comparatives. That's just how it works. You don't get to call it large. You can call it a tall Starbucks. I'm not falling for it. That's all I'm saying. I'm on to Starbucks' baloney. So we had the fences on the roads. We had the billboards. And what's the third thing that we get with this free update? Is down here. It's this info view and employment that the available jobs is bracket 0 bracket. So not even that it is reading the number incorrectly, but it is literally reading a variable instead of the number. Like, this is like, pull from this variable. Okay. And someone coded it incorrectly. So it's like showing us the variable instead of the number that's represented in that field. So it's just 0 across the board. Hey, how's the update look, guys? Is it working? I don't know. There's 3 very basic features that we could test in about 30 seconds. How'd you do on those? The billboards made it. Both thumbs up. 1 for each billboard that you got right. Congratulations. Kanga, you appreciate that. Like, you know exactly what's going on there. The other thing, right? Like, when you look at all these buttons, and Kanga, you can help me explain this probably. But look what they did, like, when you go to set up an event. Do I have a junk road that we can do this on? So, like, event start, event end. Get ready for this race. Harold's got you all beat. When you go in to the event and you want to set up, do we have to have a road between the two? It's too close. Anyways, they made a whole new system. I don't even want to show it. Like, that's how boring it is. It's more interesting to talk about how they messed up the menu. Where are the roads? Upgrade. Now we can create an event. Yay! Everyone was so excited. So when you go into new event, now look at this. Like, and this handles pretty well on a controller. You've got drop downs. You've got a delete. You've got sliders, individual independent drop downs, and I click into them with the A button, B to go back. It's very good. But this is a new style of menu in the game. And somewhere they told it, like, this is a menu, but now it doesn't know that, you know, that this is a menu and also needs access to sliders. Because, like, you can't move up. And you would know that in 2 seconds if you played the game with a controller. But if they tested it at all, I guarantee they did it with a keyboard and mouse. So it's unfortunate, but that's where we're at. So again, the free update was 2 billboards, and you cannot convince me that they're large until you show me the small or medium ones. I don't believe it. I don't believe your large billboards. Why can we not upgrade to a regular road? Because we're not on regular roads. Where we're going, we don't need regular roads. So yeah, so it was fences that are broken for controller players. It is 2 billboards that are apparently large, and the broken info view. So it's an amazing free update. We should be appreciative and definitely not complain about breaking a game that was working the day before to deliver us these amazing features. Mwah! 5 stars. Where do I sign up? Just right click on it. How do you remove it? Right click on it. How do you right click on console? I mean, okay, so on one hand, it is a pretty minor issue. On the other hand, it is such a minor issue that how do you not figure that out unless you are completely ignoring the console community in the first place, which is my complaint. That is the problem that I have right now. I'm not peeing off camera. I'm filling up my tea with my thermos. In case that came through the microphone, I don't know. Could have looked bad. So on one hand, yes, is it a minor issue? Absolutely. On the other hand, do you have a base of players that is still active on console that you're hopefully trying to win over, maybe for a potential release in the near future? As far as we know, we have to assume that that is their marketing angle. You don't win over fans by continuing to push broken stuff out the door. And the PC community is so used to game updates breaking mods that they connect that idea like, oh, he's just talking about all the complaints that happen from the mods breaking and then the mods get fixed. No, they literally break the game worse and worse every time they update it. Like, it's like the core game is like falling apart. It's crashing all over the place. Like, I'm not trying to make the game crash. Like, if I go in, I can guarantee, because I've been trying to do it, like if I go into the InfoSpectre tool and like try and turn like one too many stoplights on or off, like it didn't do it there, but like, you know, the next time I go in, like it might. It's been so awful trying to manage the city. You can't do renames. You have to use a mouse. Is the mouse gonna work now? No. No, I've replugged it in too, so I can't think short of restarting the game with the mouse plugged in that it would do anything any different. Yeah, nothing from it. We saw your chill yesterday before you invested $60. It'll mostly get fixed, I'm sure, because they want you to spend money on the other stuff. So they got to get it to at least a playable baseline just to make people happy. They did, like, within the first 24 hours, like, say, like, here's a list of the things we're aware of. We're working on it. It won't do it while you talk about it. It's the kind of thing that only happens when you don't want it to happen. Yeah. Cinematic camera's been fine. I'm trying to think what else has done it. So going into intersections has done it multiple times. I know that for sure. I'm trying to think what else. Zoning has done it. I'm trying to think what else has triggered it. I've definitely been in the school menus trying to get those to work when it has crashed. But it's also the things that I've been doing the most. So it's tough to really nail it down. They've been working on it for a while. Maybe make updates of things you need to actually manually do. That would be nice. I mean, you can get away with that a little bit on PC. You can turn updates off and leave Steam in offline mode. And I think you can still play for 30 days. But obviously we can't really do that on the console. Short of, I guess, setting a home Xbox and disconnecting the console. But then you wouldn't be able to get any of the new content, right? Like you wouldn't be able to get the baseline game, like the content creator packs. You have to get the game update to have that other stuff show up. So it's unfortunate. And at least for content creation, like people are interested in seeing the new stuff, not the old stuff when it comes out. They want to know if it is going to break their game too. I would love to get in here and change. Would you please recognize the mouse? No. No? I want to get this achievement. But when it won't even recognize the mouse, what am I supposed to do? It's just wild, like how messed up the UI and menus are. But again, like I know it's not a big thing, but it is a big thing that they keep doing this to the console community. That we keep getting sloppy updates. Time to get a PC. It's first of all, if you're going to get a PC in the next couple years, it is time to get a PC. But I do have a PC, obviously. That's what I'm streaming from right now. It is very capable of playing City Skylines. I will tell you that. But I don't think anybody that is frustrated with City Skylines should invest in a PC to buy City Skylines on PC. I don't think you need to buy all the DLC over again and give them money all over again if this is what they're content pushing out. I think you should get, you know, if you want to get inspired to get a PC for something else, all for it, but but I kind of enjoy the challenge of City's console of not having the mods. It is kind of fun. It's also nice not to worry and when the game updates, like, is this the last time I'm ever going to play that city because a mod didn't get updated, you know? Is this game? City Skylines is a game at the end of the day, and only one game. I don't know. That doesn't sound math. That math's not mathing to me. $700 at some point at release for the game and everything. That's 10 of these. I don't know how many times I pressed it, but did I just get moderated? Did I just get moderated for spamming? Screw you, AutoMod. I got moderated on my own channel. Maybe it just took a second to post it. Never mind. It just took a second to post it. I'm an idiot. Oh, man. So, can it mod the channel owner? I don't know. I thought it did for a second, but I think it might have just been lag. So how do I get this to recognize a mouse? Do we save and restart the game just to see if it works? Let me do this. Let me save it. Save it twice. We got backups in place. Can we we'll just quit the game? Okay. I am gonna quit the game and restart the game and see if we can recognize the mouse this time. The special get the mouse working dance? I got that. We had one crash. It was, I still had the starting soon screen up when it crashed. I jokingly went straight to the end screen. I'm restarting it now because it wouldn't let me, it wouldn't even let me use a mouse. I had been able to plug in a mouse on the fly before. And I'm trying to get an achievement. And I need to change the slider or the drop down for the academic works, and it will not work with the controller, so unfortunately my game also wasn't working with a mouse. So it's been a start. But technically only the one crash. But it was in the first 2 minutes of the screen. It was ridiculous. Yes, this is Xbox Series X remastered. I haven't tried Cities 2 on this PC, but it's not the graphics that were my concern. It was the fun of the game, which doesn't get fixed. I mean, I was on a 3080 before. I'm on a 5080 and a 9800 X3D now, so like it can handle the game just fine. The game is just not fun. Cities 2 is just not fun, exactly. Counting this as a crash. Okay, does the mouse work? No. Really? Come on. So I can't even get it to recognize the mouse now. Like I could get down there and try a USB in the back of the box, but like I don't even know. Why you not enjoy CS2? So I don't think it's a fun game to play. I think it's very hollow. It is, I mean, at its core, it is an attempt to get you to buy in to continuing to buy more of their DLC. It is literally spelled out in their profit plans for fiscal 24. So you can go back and read the public documents on like what they want to make money on, how Paradox makes money. They do it through key brands, through continued DLC on top of that game, creating a platform that they can sell into for a long time, including content creator driven content, the CCPs. And that's what Cities 2 is. It's a reset switch to try and sell the community on it. And I think if you look at the reviews, like there's half people that are liking it and the other half of the people are not.
And even view distant weather systems across the map.
So it's difficult, to put a finger on it for some people. I don't think the game is fun to play. It's slow, it's boring. Like I don't like the progression of playing. I'll play it for half an hour and I'll say to myself, like, I would rather be playing Cities 1 or a completely different game. It's not entertaining for me. Streets and Cities 2, I don't think they look bad, but the constant wear pattern is worse than no wear pattern. So they have this, this concept of like the worn out roads, but like when they're all equally worn all over the place, it doesn't look good. Can you go into first person mode in your downtown area? I sure can. Are we looking for anything in particular? Because we can explore. So yeah, we'll see if I don't know, like when you look at, again, like I think Cities 2 is not a fun game to play, period. Doesn't matter what your hardware is on. But even if you knock the hardware way back, which you're going to have to do if they're expecting to get support on current gen consoles, it's not going to be a fun game to play. And it is made more fun by the modding community. And, the core game itself hasn't had a decade of things to build into it that make it a more competent builder. It's kind of a broken husk that's starting to see some fixes, but also as quick, keep this in mind. Please put your consumer goggles on for a minute here. Like, they got Ultimate out the door. They fired Colossal Order. Hey, here's this new studio. Here's a blog about them. Here's a video documentary about them. Here's their honest, down to earth impression of what they're going to do to take small steps to fix it. By the way, it's March. Here's some DLC. Buy it. Because we don't miss quarters. They can't have 3 months to get their feet under them and start fixing the game. They have to sell you stuff. That is why this new studio is here. It is not here to save the game. It is here to sell you stuff, to make sure that the vehicle that they need to sell you things continues to function. So I wish more people understood that, because they didn't miss a quarter. You don't have to tell me. It's not some secret back room I act into. Like, you either give your team time to fix something and repair that damage, or you tell them get something out the door before the end of March, because we've had nothing but slip in quarters and we need to make some progress here. So both studios released something that, well, I don't know about the CS2 side, but like the game isn't ready. They should still be working on the game. And on the CS1 side, they did a really bad job at this. It's made more amazing by the fact that they did so poorly on the console version, which is what they were tasked with in the first place. Console version was their thing. Remastered was Tantalus's thing. They should know it by now. We should know it as consumers that they don't put any forethought into it, though. But just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. It's a platform for mods. Base game's not fun. Just random stuff. Homelessness, car crashes, and other stuff. Yeah. I don't like the fact, too, that they, like, removed weather controls. That should not be a mod. Like, if I don't want to see, especially the horrible job they did with snow. Like, if I don't want to see my town covered in snow, let me hang out in the summer, or vice versa. If I want to see it in snow, that's cool. But, like, why can you not control it? Because it's so essential to the simulation and it's baked into the game. It's so essential to the simulation that is so realistic when you set up a marathon and 6 months later, half your town's population is dead because they haven't been able to go anywhere to get groceries for months because of the race. For 250 people, shut down your entire city. It's an accurate simulation. You can't pull the weather out of that. That would be ridiculous. It would be stupid. What are you? Yeah. Yeah. You felt that the Xbox version was lacking? Yeah, I mean, and it is. It is in a way, but there's something pure about not having the mods at your disposal, too. I don't know what it is. I got hooked on it. I played this before. I played it on console before I played it on PC. I was console gaming at the time. I go back and forth. Todd, shut up. Don't do it.
And even view distant weather systems across the map.
He did it. He does it every time. I can't help it. I mean, I technically can help it. I could not push the button, but I can't help it. Kind of wish the PC version, so vanilla would get 25 tiles. Yeah, that'd be cool. Highway ramp needs to be tolled. All about the tolls. I do have to get the city back on a money-making journey eventually at some point. Are we getting close to 1 billion? We're getting close to 1 billion, dang. So somewhere in my brain wasn't braining the other day, and I was like, 13 million, that's crazy low money. Like, because like that almost, like, I'm almost down below 1 billion, and then I'll only have 13 million. Like that one is just going to erase the other 9 nines as soon as it disappears. Like, my brain wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking like, oh my God, I only have 13 million bucks. But that's how broken this scale of money is, that like, it's easy to forget how rich a billionaire is. Not to mention when they have like 750 billion, more than the next 3 combined. And then they release a junk Grok bot, and XAI has to fold under the pressure and completely reinvent itself from the ground up, foundationally, because the founder left. So, don't you hate it when that happens? When you proclaim your genius about something, but then the guy who made it leaves and you have to start over? It happens to me all the time. So I can't get in there to change the academic. So that's great. That's a thing. Oh man, I just want to play the game. Let me see. This might crash. Hold on. But I've been wanting to do this, so for my daughter's sake. Don't crash. Don't crash. Don't crash. It hung real bad there for a minute. It hung real bad. What's going on over here? No, 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 please. No, thank you. There's a crime happening, a hearse. There was an arson and a death. The fire department leaving the scene of the fire as other buildings burst into flames. That was quick response right there. Unfortunately, I feel like, yeah, I was going to say, unfortunately, I feel like it's going to spread to the next one.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
That's not good. That's not good. Sometimes the helicopters do a way better job than I think they're going to do. Like, they only are supposed to put out one at a time, but sometimes they spill water onto 2 or 3 trees. It's fantastic. Why is there so much stuff paused? Because we don't need it. We don't need it. Like over here, for example, this university is turned off, except for the School of Economics, which gets more tax revenue out of offices, I guess. And then the main building, which is the only thing that we need turned on to be able to do academic works. But I need it to recognize my mouse to be able to go up there and change and give it funding, which is really frustrating me now. Because again, it did work. It worked before. But now it's just not working now. I'm going to try a different mouse. It's staying lit and powered, but it is not picking it up. Nope. Nope. Okay. All right, well, I tried, campus. I will fix you after the update. Because I'm not going to keep plugging in a mouse every day to see if it works or not. Like, I'm just going to stop playing the game Tantalus. Why do they keep doing this? Why do they keep pushing out updates that make me want to play the game less? Like, the excitement of the update is there. But then it just makes me not want to play it. Which, actually, at this point, if I can't even turn on the thing to do the thing, like, why am I spending money on this campus? I don't need to. Just totally shut down. Sorry, everybody. Be miserable. How's the busiest highway ramps in the city? Probably pretty bad. I haven't done a lot of reconfiguration, so this one's not horrible. It's a little bit in the red, but things are flowing. Over here, this is a really kind of just poorly designed diamond, but the way that everything is kind of broken up into how they get back to the highway a few different directions helps. It's a little silly looking that we have that alternate route here on the right for all the traffic, which tends to feed from the top of the zone out and over that way. They could come down out this way and get onto the highway, but they tend to dump out on the other side better, or more often, I should say. We're at 81% overall, which is not great. So I haven't done any troubleshooting over here. This is going to be our problem spot, is from here to here, essentially. This is at least, I'm going to say at least 7% of that traffic is right there. This is a little busy as well, so I got to look at this. There's probably a traffic light here. No, it's just everybody waiting to turn left. So we could probably fix that, I'm guessing, with zoning. We're not zoning, but oh, that's what it is. Yeah, look, everyone is coming down that one street. I'm not sure why I committed to that at some point, but let's undo that. And as long as those are Old Town, and Old Town? Yeah. Yeah, we should be good there. That should help alleviate some of that traffic. Change direction. It's just a temporary fix. Don't get mad at me. Okay. It should be fine now. We'll see. That shouldn't back up at that same intersection because they don't have the option of going down there anymore. But let's hang out here for a minute and see if it gets backed up again. It should at least move the backup further down. I think. Sorry, I'm gonna catch up on some things because I know I missed some stuff here. Do you think cities should overhaul the vanilla, higher level zonable buildings into more realistic buildings? I mean, that would be nice, but part of the realism problem, I think, is the scale. Somebody wanted me to walk downtown, and I was like, yeah, we'll do that. And then that was like 20 minutes ago, and now I remembered it. So, want to walk through Central Park? Here, we'll come out of a business meeting here. Grab some food at the taco trucks. The game will probably crash now that I'm doing this, right? Okay. Where's Harold? Here's Harold. Harold works. Harold doesn't have a pink suit. Harold has a green suit? No? Harold's got a beige suit on today. How did I stutter? Beige. Okay, so... yeah, we'll take a little walk through here. The buildings are pretty sharp and remastered. Like, you don't get to see as easily... we're 1 speed now. Everybody was flying. So... just got the game. Just finished your video from 5 years ago for Xbox. Still a good game? I mean, I'm still playing it. They really messed it up this week. I'm hoping they fix it. Just letting you define a parade would have been all I wanted. Didn't need the special streets. IRL, there's no special streets for parades. Yeah, exactly. But here in cities, you will have. Here, we'll get a scale of how big and open the park is, and how tall some of those skyscrapers are. My goodness, some of them are gigantic. And I'm using the shorter ones too in this build. But those are all from the Skyscrapers DLC, all those things you see sticking way up above the other buildings. But yeah, the parades and stuff even aren't particularly cool because you have these big ugly roads. You can't do like a medium road parade. It's got to be a 6-lane road parade. It's got to have the blue lanes, which look muddy as hell. Like, I think they forgot to include the distance level of detail animations because like they just look like muddy, washed out horribleness on console as you get further away from them. And they've done that before. They did that with the Plazas and Promenades update. They forgot to include the close-up textures for the cobblestone roads, which looked so broken for a very long time. This is vanilla. This is console. So yes, technically, it's Xbox. There's no mods. Cool, man. You helped me understand a lot. Couldn't understand the power and stuff. Well, I'm glad you found some help there. As bad as bike pass and CS2 being restricted to bike-only lanes. Yeah, if we pop over here, this is a pretty cool asset. It doesn't function completely 100%. Like you'll notice like crowds of people just disappearing over there and no one really congregating on the middle platform that much. I mean, they could be less popular lines, but it's still pretty cool to see them. Oh, that was 1 speed. They're just so quick. Oh, it's 2 speed. Okay. Maybe I did. Maybe here, back to 1. Does it look any better? Harold, be careful, please. Yeah, when you get down here, unfortunately, it really starts to break down the illusion, but especially when bikes are just driving themselves. What is going on? A homunculus is forming. The cats are gigantic. And somebody just got a pocket cat. Okay. Let's go out of here before the Matrix unfolds before us. The agents show up. So this is just a console thing? I mean, technically, I guess, the first person. Yeah, you can go into first person. You can be different things. So, like, you can be a chirper mascot. Each town, I think, will have a different mascot depending on what sports you have. I don't even know what changes it. Toga party with campus. So there's different people depending on... There's Cheeseburger. You got Baby Elephant. This guy can actually fly... Like, so he can go... You can go first-person camera, but from a literal bird's-eye view. So, like, you can fly up now, not just walk around at first-person height. And you can't really quite do this with the camera. You don't get the same, like, zoomed-in field of view and this, like, literal first-person perspective where you can go, like, on a roof and check out things, count individual vents. So there's little things that we can do on console that would require for sure a mod, and probably not do it as well. The walking around at least was always very finicky. I don't know if they nailed it with a good mod. So there's that. There is also the just totally free camera. So a little bit like the bird, but like I said, the bird you can fly around and get a little bit closer to stuff. These shops are great detail though, like where you can see. I think some details that you may not get fully, again, like when you get this close, you can't really get this close on PC without mods. And you can see there's some really good detail on some of the signs. The flaming ring up ahead on the right. Burned beans. Looks a little better at night, but... Anyways, that's that. So there's also the drive option. So you can choose a different car. The donut vehicle. And then A to go, X to brake. I wish it was triggers because the triggers actually do your zooms. So you can drive around first person around your city. There's no collision with anything though, so like you can just drive straight through cars. You cannot, however, drive through these because these will come tumbling down, which is fun. But it gets squirrely real fast. Like it does not handle like a good driving game at all. Like it's not GTA. It's gonna get super squirrely. In fact, if we do like, I think the bigger vehicles are even worse. So like, can we really? Oh yeah, we can lose control of it fast. I think we just killed somebody. I'm pretty sure we just killed somebody. We're stuck now. Come on. We gotta hide this. We gotta get this off of here. We gotta go. Okay. Harold's on foot. Where's Harold? It's a deranged man running down the side of the highway. GTA 6 leak, yeah. The signs are just silly, yeah. I wish you get rid of the signs of the buildings. One of the worst offenders is the European commercial. Like, they've just got billboards and signs all over the roofs. You can get around it a little bit with some of the styles, too. Like, the wall-to-walls don't have... I don't think Emerging Downtown does, either. Where do we have some of that? Oh, my God. I'm coming over here to look at it and, like, zoom right in on the fire. I apparently have a broken route underneath there. Okay, they're going to get there. That's not going to spread, right? You weren't going there? You're just going to drive by? Jerks. What jerks? Wait, is that for real what the deal is with those? Do they have unlimited acceleration but no handling? Is that why I'm always crashing in those things? Drive. Where's the... Are these more squirrely than the... Okay, yeah, I guess so. So many hearses. Why am I already so out of control? Why am I... Okay, that... So is that the thing? I gotta stop driving in the hot dog truck and then all of a sudden, like, everything handles? Have I never noticed this before? Do I always drive the hot dog truck or something? Because I feel like I can keep this on the road. Today I learned? I mean, I would have clipped all those cars right there on the side, but that's fine. I had to come to a little bit too much of a stop here. Okay, buddy. Okay, hold on a second. You cut me off? The car just changed. That's baloney. It was this guy, technically? Oh, I can't go up there. I was gonna go to his house and bulldoze it. Driving home anyways, so let's go. No, follow. Where are you going? Oh, you going in there? Cut me off. Jerk. Anyway, cinematic camera is one of those other things that is in that menu mode when you go into drive or to walk. This is, I think, one of the biggest crimes that they did not include this in CS2. Wow, what? Are you surprised? The pettiness? You shouldn't be surprised about the pettiness at this point. Cinematic camera, not including that in CS2 is a wild omission to me. It doesn't seem like it would be that hard. You pick a gimbal control to like float around a point, and that point is either a building or a person or a vehicle. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, I'm not saying like it's the easiest thing, but like of all the things they reinvented, new road tools, a full-on cinematic camera controller, like why'd you forget the auto tool for everybody else that doesn't want to one-by-one program and edit together footage of their city? Sometimes it's just, this is my favorite part of the game, honestly, is building a city and hopefully getting it to the point where you can let this camera run for a very long time before you see something that you want to fix, like that big empty lot back there. But sometimes empty's okay too. But it does make me want to fix that. But hopefully, you know, you get to see your city for a bit before you see something that you really find objectionable. Plainsville 2 be streamed or recorded? Good question. It might be both. So I was talking about this actually, like what if I hit record in the background and you know, probably don't do the stream with me on here the whole time. But like record it as I would record an episode, but with people watching, and then maybe even go into the creative process a bit behind at least creating an episode or two, like what Resolve looks like, setting audio levels and doing basic edits, plopping in the tracks in the background and mastering everything. So I might actually do a little bit of both. But I was thinking that it kind of is time for a new... Plainville is like a nice crossover point because it's a let's play, but it's also very much a how-to that can start with no DLC, so anyone can kind of follow along with that. It's not DLC dependent. And then you can add in, or what I did last time was like go through the entire milestones with just the base game and then add in kind of episode by episode a new DLC. And it allows you to see like what did that impact, what changes impacted the game. Now there's also like free updates that happen over the years around some of those things that get confused or lumped in or that much better if you also have DLCs. It would be fun to go do that. I'm definitely not going to start it, though, until they get at least one update out to fix the stability problems and the drop downs and all that stuff. So it could still be a bit, depending on how long it takes them to get a fix out. I'm not going to get too invested into a new city until they get invested to fixing the game. My thoughts now, at least. They didn't make historic in there, huh? We saw what happened to the casino. The casino is fine, right? Isn't it? That's a remarkable coincidence that just happens to be happening nearby. I'm sure it is entirely unrelated and not at all problematic or threatening in any way. It does look like those trees, though, might keep going, and that would be an awful shame if somehow that spread further and further down the block. Someone really likes his trees in his maps, doesn't he? That could be an issue. They put out the house first, not the trees. There's still a chance, casino. There's still a chance. Oh, it's spreading. It's spreading. Oh, it's getting closer. We got it. It needs a helicopter to save it, and that tree just lit up. They got a lot of work cut out for them. It's ironic that Kango is just mentioned a casino. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That was so close. So close. That's a weird little stagger beat. Switching to triplets like that? That's interesting. Could also be painful to some people. It's not like you have a DLC that can control when you can start a fire. I mean, but wait, like, it's not like you saw me do, like, there's no magic trick happening here. I do wonder, like, if people think I'm a pyro and I'm just lighting my maps on fire all the time for footage, but, like, I hope, like, people see there's plenty of fires that start in the background while I'm just hanging out in a cinematic camera. Don't mind that hearse that just drove by right when it cut here either. I'm sure it's not a bad sign. That stuff all looks very haphazardly strung down that row. Is that a row of props that I tested out? I think it is.
An even view, distant weather systems across the map.
That's edge of map foggy, right? I can't even tell. I can't tell at midnight. Avatar DLC. No firebending. No firebending in Riverrun. I think Harold might be going soon. Like, you can only push a man so far. He's been around for a few hundred years now. He refuses to go until he pays off his debts. He got himself into some deep water, though. Yeah, how could you not have cinematic camera in CS2? I just don't get it. One of the best features is just being able to look at your city. Any update on the patch fix the bugs? No. They did post that they were aware of some of the most important ones, and it was mostly like what they broke on console and the UI, specifically with controllers. But unless somebody can correct me, I don't think there's been any update. The other thing is that console updates require certification, so there's that behind it too. But regardless of what they tell you about the time to certification and the expense of that process, one, it's their own fault for pushing this out without testing it. And two, they've said that they're aware and technically working on a fix. The way that they said it, though, let me see if I can find it. I'll probably find it over on Eggs. Where is it? When did the update go out? I feel like somebody tagged me in it. How do I go to notifications? Man, I am becoming an old man at Discord. Where the heck? I cannot find it now. But they were very non-committal in it. It wasn't like console user. Okay, wait, I got it. Okay. Here, I'm going to read it verbatim. Console, this is from forum.paradoxplaza.com, and it is under threads titled console-issues-under-investigation. Console issues under investigation. Read the full update. Okay, here's the full update. It's remarkably short, by the way. Dear console players, unless they forgot to include a link here, this is the entire update. Dear console players, we are actively investigating the problems you have reported, including issues with sliders, vehicle selection, drop-down menus, the rename option, the color picker, and crashes on console. So, hold on. We're actively investigating the problems you've reported. Just want to highlight that. We know these problems are having a serious effect on gameplay, and we want you to know they are being treated with urgency. We have already started planning an update focused on addressing these issues as soon as we can. We're not really sure timing yet, but this work is underway now. This work is planning an update. Just to be very clear, you have to read very and understand very specifically. This comes easy for me as an autistic person, I feel. You can decipher corporate speak easier. Take the sentence on its own and imagine someone trying to legalese you around this and getting outside of a commitment. We have already started planning an update focused on addressing these issues as soon as we can. We are not ready to share timing yet, but this work is underway now. They're not referring to the work of fixing the issue they're planning an update. They're investigating the problems you've reported. Not like hey, we reinvented the menu system for this one page and we know like where we went wrong. Like maybe they don't know where they went wrong, because it seems like the UI stuff should be really easy fix. The crashing is a different thing. Like what introduced the crashing, that could be a lot of variables there, and somebody that doesn't test their releases enough to know whether the controller works on the console edition probably isn't going to get to the bottom of the crashes real fast, if I had to guess. If I had to put money on it, you know? Maybe I'm just being a Debbie Downer. It honestly sounds like the info we get from IBM after an outage. Like this is the thing, right? Like this is their first update. This is the first time Tantalus has been like, okay, now they're going to sell you something. Sure, they've been working on the game for years. People will remind you that every step of the way. Tantalus has already been working on this game for years. Yes, but how many original DLCs did they author and implement into the game? Oh, that's right. This is the first one where they had their creative hand in the update too. So that's where we're at. That's there's no update. There's nothing further than that I am aware of. What are the responses? Thanks for keeping us in the loop. Highly appreciated. Hello, Paradox peeps. I've noticed the inability to use the change direct option after laying the tracks. So there's another issue. Thanks for letting us know. Japanese PS5 remastered, please. I want to let you know I'm unable to load my cities. After I updated my game to the latest update, I tried to load a city I'm working on, but the game gets crashing after the city loads about 80% of the way. That's a fun new update. And then somebody like oh man. I wonder what this toxic positivity side of the internet, like I can almost smell it through the posts. Replies to the post so that like you can reread the 3-sentence Corpo speak, and then replies, "That's good to hear. It's frustrating when something doesn't work. We patiently wait with anticipation to get back to building." Like, I mean, I don't know. I was gonna say something probably offensive about that person, but I'm just gonna let them be their toxic positivity. I was gonna talk about what they were writing, but it's not important. Thank you for keeping us updated. The report issue graphic got me here, and I'm seeing y'all already addressing every issue I'm experiencing. Much appreciated. Like, why'd you even post that, dude? After the update, you know what? Like, what is the most? I'd rather people post that. You know what's the worst post in the internet? And I know some of you have found these. Okay, you're having a very, very specific problem. There's an error code. There's a really long message. You cannot figure out what the problem is. And then you see it in the search results. It's the exact error code and the exact message. And somebody explained the problem the exact same way that you have it. And it's different from the 50 other things that other people tried to direct you to. That is my problem. And they ask the question and nobody responds. And then they reply to their own post like a day later. Fixed it. What'd you do? How'd you fix it? I want to know how you fixed it. After the updates, I can't load my city, but still no word on fixing the pedestrian road bug. Wasn't sure where to post this on the forums. It's confusing. After choosing the continue, wait, what? You're doing? No, don't post that troubleshooting here. Did you even test this before releasing? Is one post. I do. Someone replied to that. I do wonder also.
And even view distant weather systems across the map.
How did this even get the green light to be released? Agreed. Hi team, many thanks for the update. Much really appreciated. Please may I add to the list of items: being unable to access the historic menu on PS4, being unable to access the variants on PS4. Yeah, it's console and remastered that are borked up. Unable to load cities on PS5. It crashes around 75%. It's probably map specific from what I've heard. Game is completely unplayable on Xbox Series S ever since the new update. There has been a lot of like hitching, I've noticed. Can't select certain assets. Game shuts off completely mid-play. 5 to 20 minutes if I'm lucky. It's been 2 days and haven't played my city. Xbox One game crashes. Yeah, where's the updates? They're onto a second page now. Why don't they do a rollback? I mean, it'd be awesome if they figured it out before it became a problem. But it's too late now. And if you've loaded your city with the new content, like, you can't really go back. Or I mean, I guess you could. The Scourge of Stack Overflow, exactly. Yeah, how? How did you fix it? I had to dig out a random Office mouse just to play. It won't even recognize mine today. And I plugged it in, tested different cables, tested different mice, and even restarted the game with the mouse plugged in, and it is not recognizing a mouse at all for me today. So that's new. It's been a fun release. I really hope they're on it, but like I said, the update doesn't make me think that they're making progress. It's all Corpo speak on, hey, we're looking at it. We can't tell you when. And if they fix it in 2 different patches, like, it costs them more money and more time. So they want to probably do it all at once, which means we're going to be dead in the water a little bit longer, or at least not dead in the water, but, you know.
And even view distant weather systems across the map.
That'll get old, I'm sure, if it hasn't already for you, but Todd really likes that edge of map fog. Any update in terms of time frame? So everybody's wondering the same thing, like, what's the time frame? What's the time frame? And literally all they said was, we're planning it. The work is underway, planning an update. So, I mean, what does that update plan look like? You take all the biggest bugs from this update. Are you trying to get to old bugs too? Like the pedestrian roads that everybody's complaining about? Like, I haven't even used those in my city yet, and I'm reluctant to even bother now because they were glitched, and now I know why. Like, I didn't troubleshoot at the time. I just was like, okay, I'm gonna do pedestrian roads later on. Turns out, no, they're totally broken on Remastered. That was from a previous update, though. That's not even this time. So, like, do you roll that stuff into the fix? They're planning to have a plan, exactly. You've been in those meetings, Kanga. I know you have. I've been in those meetings. The planning to plan meeting. It's in its very early stages. We'll have to circle back on a lot of this. We'll put a pin in it. You've got to get the most important, you've got to get the most important fixes in there. But, you've got to get all the low-hanging fruit first and make sure that you're applying, what bandwidth there is that's possible into deep diving into and analyzing the easy tasks first. It's only then that we can really revisit with clarity and capacity to ensure that these kind of things don't happen in the future. And it all starts with a plan, and that plan has been planned with at least 6 or 7 meetings. But don't forget the deliverables. Also, I have a hard stop because I'm about to run out of phrases that I can think of for corporate meetings. And like I said, hard stop. I'm such a dork. Can't seem to change the look of buildings. Are you talking about like the variations in the drop downs, like the parking garage? Because yes, that is something that is glitched. If you're trying to do it with a controller, at least. Or in my case, if you're trying to plug a mouse into an Xbox and it won't recognize it. For farming, I can't change the crop. Yes, that is another one of those drop downs that is broken right now. So if you haven't run into them all, there is quite a few. A select few do still work. So like if you go to a Metro line, Metro lines will still let you select. At least I think they were letting you select. So for example, like I can choose different cars, different Metro capacities, different styles, especially useful if you're doing above ground stuff. So that works, right? I can go into that stuff. But if I have a school, sorry, I'm doing this at night. If I have a school, I can't go up to adjust the academic staff budget. I can't go into varsity sports and go up to change the budget on cheer or coaching staff unless I have a mouse plugged in. In my case, it won't even recognize my mouse today. I was using a mouse on stream the other day, and now it won't recognize that same mouse or a different mouse with different cables after restarting the game. Don't know what's going on, but I tried game. So stuff like that is broken, and I hadn't even looked at the industry stuff, but I assume because it is a similar drop down from a similar time that if we go over here, I'm gonna have the same problem, right? Yeah, you can't go up to greenhouse or what would be crop in a non-greenhouse. You'd be able to pick your type of crop that is growing. That's part of what is broken right now. If you have a mouse, you can try plugging it in. You should be able to get there. But I also am on Series X with a controller. So I feel your pain. I'm a console creator for the most part. I've done a couple PC builds, but... Did you reboot the console after plugging the peripherals? No, I did not. We could try it because I want to go fix my school. Hold on. That's not a bad idea. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. So we saved. Let's quit the game. And then we're going to restart the console. Oh, wait. We're going to plug in the mouse first. We're going to plug in the mouse first. Okay, and it has power. Give it a minute. Give it a minute. I'm here. Welcome to the void. Welcome to the void. It's been dark for a bit. There we go. It's coming back. It's coming back to life. Now it recognizes that it's an Elgato again. All right. Don't peek at my pin. Can't see my pen. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I didn't mean to say that out loud. Sorry. I did that to my daughter. I don't know, like... Was it this year? Was she 9? She was 8 at the youngest. And I did that in front of her, and she looked over at me like, really? Is that your passcode? I was like, no. Do you know what what does daddy do for a living? You think that's my passcode? Move the mouse just logged in. Kanga, we gotta get some realm time, please. Baby Mouse misses you guys. And someone else is busy on their masters, so. We have the survivalist or naturalist that adds all the animals. We should go exploring sometime. Go adventuring. Try and drag some animals back. I think Amanda C went to bed. We'll get some alligators and put them in her lighthouse. Don't tell her. I guess she'll find out if she watches the stream back. I've got mouse control. I've got mouse controls. Can I go back and forth is the question, though, because I don't have a keyboard plugged in. Load game. Okay, it's recognizing the mouse, though. That's a start. Settle in for the load times. Who doesn't love a surprise alligator? It's an emotional support alligator. You have to allow him on the plane. I get not hooking up a PC, a keyboard and mouse to console, just because of like where most people play them. For me, it is kind of funny because like this is me playing on a keyboard and mouse at my computer. This is me playing on the TV that is right in front of me. I literally just have to rotate 90 degrees. It's the same office chair. But I think there's a couple good benefits. There's a couple good benefits to controller on PC, specifically if you're doing any kind of racing games. Then again, if you have a steering wheel, which I may or may not have a 6-speed with a clutch. And I might also have a hands-on throttle and sticks flight and controller for flight games, but like there's still, I think, games that are good with a controller. Driving, GTA. I swear by Halo on a controller. Okay, you can keyboard and mouse on Doom, but like if you want keyboard and mouse on Halo, that's fine. I am still gonna stomp you with a controller. There are some games that are still appropriate for it. Okay, let's see if we can get our school working. In fact, I'm gonna pause it because don't mind this. This is totally fine and normal. I actually shut this off, didn't I? So we gotta turn that back on at least, just to have the academic works, right? And then now, okay, we got it. We got it. Okay, academic works. We're just gonna max out cinematography. What are we at? We have 48 on the other school. We're gonna max this out at 48, and then we're gonna have to get the last 6. The last 4, my God, my math is terrible. The last 4 at our 3rd university when we set that up. So what is the year at? I didn't even notice. Oh, so early. It's so early. Oh, wrong. I meant to use the other mouse. Does that jukebox work? Yes. Technically. It's not a, it doesn't play records. Hang on a second. It's bright. The jukebox was a present from, well, all my in-laws basically. It has a Bluetooth, so I can sync it up to my phone. It also will play CDs and MP3 CDs, so you can put a bunch of MP3 folders onto a CD, burn it, and have a ton of stuff in there. But I keep like some of my favorite CDs on the shelf, like right over here. It's actually a lot of compilations, honestly. There's a lot of Blue Note jazz. There's a lot of weird stuff up there. There's I'm just looking, Nirvana, Cure, New Order and Joy Division, Jimi Hendrix, The Doors, Zeppelin, John Coltrane. Like there's so much different stuff up there. I got rid of so many CDs recently, but kept some of the ones that were really important. And the other stuff, I mean, like I say I got rid of it, but like I MP3'd them. So I still have them. But this thing, one of the first things I did, like I have a playlist that is all like 1950s doo-wop and Stuff that would fit very nicely into the Fallout universe. Like I've been into that music since I was a kid. It's like one of the first things I did was like immediately put on what would have been playing on that jukebox back when jukeboxes were a thing. So will any mouse work on the Xbox? Technically, if it's a PC mouse and it can USB, technically it will work. You might run into issues with wirelesses, but it depends. An authentic soda fountain setup. Okay. That might be a ways off. Favorite band or artist? I mean, if I had to pick one, honestly, The Cure. I think they're accessible throughout a lot of my life. Because like the John Peel sessions were 1978, like they were doing their thing when I was born. They came out with some absolute amazing records in the 80s and capped off the 80s. I want to say it was 89 into 90. Disintegration, one of their best albums. Okay, where are we at here? How slow are the gears? They're so slow. Oh my god. So yeah, I really hope they get this song. Is just a little bit not hitting it for me. If wireless, you need USB dongle. Yes, that will be key to success. PS3 doesn't have, City Skylines, unfortunately. Was there keyboard support all the way back on PS3? That's crazy. I guess it makes sense. I think we could, I mean, you can plug in a keyboard for functions on the original Xbox. Does anybody remember, like, you could rip CDs to your Xbox and then some games would support like controlling the playlists in the game. So like Test Drive, I think, was one of them. I had it set up with a steering wheel, gas and brakes, and then had the like the media remote like taped down to the same thing I had the wheel mounted to. So effectively you could reach down and change the track on the CD in the car while you're driving, a Ferrari 190 miles an hour down a coastal road. It was pretty fun. It was pretty fun to have that kind of control in a game for the first time, and it be your own music too. Like turn of the century, kids. Back in my day, we took these things called CDs and we ripped them to our consoles. Before your Pirate Bays. Yar. Is that jukebox? Is it distracting now? It's so bright. Man, the academic year is so slow. Just let me unlock my works. I'm gonna go look at the city and it totally won't be on fire, right? Just a little bit. Not too bad. The balance does seem to have settled down, but I had to add a lot more warehouses. And also we're down like 10,000 people, which is mildly my fault because I moved a bunch out over here and I think these are all still leveling back up. I'm not sure I'm totally sold on this arrangement over here, but I don't know. It's just too dense. It needs to come back down. We need like a suburban neighborhood over here, which I think might be and what the Green Hill Zone ends up being. Or it might end up being more of a hill to obfuscate or describe the need for the end of the city, which is kind of what I'm trying to work on over here. Ignore the fire. It's totally normal. But like this was not raised up before. So this is my attempt to create like an artificial boundary over here by the train tracks. I'm trying to just Again, give it a reason for why it's cutting off there, why it's rather dense and then cutting off. And I think we can use that a little bit. But I feel like over here needs some suburbs or something. We've got a lot of map left to play with that we could at least do something. And then, like, do I have to? I really have to, like, make an airport at some point, right? They're so inconsistent with, like, what flight lanes they use to take off and what they use in the air as well. I got it set up where most of the time it looks like it's okay, like they're not complete idiots. But sometimes they just do, like, an immediate 90-degree pivot. LOL, oh, you're old too. Yeah. My first console at home was the Nintendo Entertainment System, the original gray box, A and B button. But I had played lots at my cousin's, so like Atari, Coleco. Wait. At home? I didn't get my first console at home until 85, but I played a lot at my cousin's and friend's house. Mostly at my cousin's. But hold on, Casino. What do you mean no Atari? I got my 2600 right here. It works. We'll break out some ET on the stream. As soon as I can find my as soon as I can find my HDMI converter for this thing. Remember how, like, locked on these could get? Those are some pasty legs. It's the HDR. It's totally the HDR. It's the HDR. I just got back from Florida and Vegas too. Like, this is as tan as I get. It's bad. Not when I was growing up though on the Atari. I had to come into it later in life. What is this, Old Farts United? It's a new stream title. New channel name. We just talk about old crap. Wait. Mind the legs. There you go. Look at this thing. I think it might have come out of a dump. It might be one of the ones that made it to the landfill. It's in rough shape. Worst game ever. Worst game ever. And then arguably one of the absolute OG originals on the same console that set it off. Like, a big part of the reason why consoles took off when they did exactly has to do with adventure. I think you could make an argument for it. Okay, how do we think, how painfully slow and little has the slider moved on the academic year over here? Anybody want to guess? It's probably worse than I thought. Okay. I should put the end of year notifications on so that I know when it happens. Okay, so keep informed with the Old Farts United comment. How old should I feel? you don't have to share like, you know, birthday or anything. Are you willing to share year? Are you willing to share console generation? Because I was born into the Atari generation. Just wondering frame of reference here. So here's a couple behind me. Okay. Oh, well then you're in the old farts club then. I didn't realize. I was, with that comment, I was expecting much younger. Love it though. Okay. Happy Christmas? What? No, get out of here. How'd that get in that playlist? What if the hot dog trucks drove around like we do? That'd be, you know what? That would be really fun. Like if you saw like a hot dog truck tearing through your city and then there was like a police car behind it following just as crazy. That would be a nice little touch. Tell me that wouldn't be fun to see in your cities. Police chases with a donut truck. How old do you have to be a joint? There's no. You can join when you're of age and spirit. I think anybody can be an old fart if you just embrace it. That jukebox is bright. I may turn that off. Hide my pasty legs, okay, Adia? And I'm back. Okay. You're very get off your lawn and shakes fist as you get older. I get it. I live on a dead end street in a suburb. Like, it's perfect for me. Minimal human interaction. Give you tanning tips, but you know, like, I mean, like, here's the thing, Adia, right? Like, this is the thing. Where's chatting? So, like, here's the thing. I think I'm on HDR mode, but like, this is the extent of the light that I see. That's it. That's, I can make it a little orange, but that's about it. That's the light. So unless you can find a way to make that tan me, I'm safe. Me and Tom Nook are safe. Okay, come on, academic year. It's 11:07. I gotta at least do one thing. Where's the mouse? It does not feel right playing remastered. Dude, I forgot when I put it. Can we get an update to the 3x speed on the cinematic camera too? Like, can we change that? Can we choose that? Because I forgot about that when I go into cinematic camera to wait and then slow time down. I can't believe that marathon took like 6 months to run. I'm still like that. I keep coming back to that in my head. Like, why would you want your businesses working off of single lane cobblestone roads for 6 months out of a year to have like anything other than a short road race? And even that would be like a month just to go a block or two. It was never on 3x. It was until I went into cinematic camera, which automatically 1x is it, which is frustrating. Which is why sometimes you will see me put it in 3 times, and then you can actually go into, I'm not going to pause it because it stops time, but you can go into settings and change your sensitivity so that it's an absolute crawl, so that you can combine like 3 times speed with incredibly slow camera movements. And that's not really something, for all its faults, like being able to move the camera, like to decide to pan the camera really slow. And this is not a great example, but like this is as slow as I can go with this controller, brand new controller, or an Elite with adjustable tension. And you can do some pretty cool camera movements by slowing your inputs way down. But of course you deal with all the tree popping and all that stuff. So sometimes you can use it to create your own custom at 3 times speed, which I have definitely done in the past, but it's generally not worth the work when you get such good results with the, what do you call it? The regular, this thing, the cinematic camera. Just let it run around for a while essentially, and then edit the best ones together. Or cut the bad ones out, really, is mostly what it is. Sometimes you just get some bad shots. Okay, I'm letting it hang here so I don't forget. 28. We're already like halfway there. 24 is actually the halfway point for the academic works. So I maxed out one school at 48. We've got to max this one out and then go set up a third to get the achievement for 100 academic works created. I could be doing it at the same time, I guess, but our budget is already bleeding so bad. I do have to figure that out at some point. The balance of everything got thrown off in this update. I'm interested to see if they fix any problems with the simulation or give us any notes on what changed, because it dramatically impacted the demand and the delivery of goods in the city. It's weird that it threw some of those things off. How slow are the races? Well, so like I did a marathon. I don't know if you saw like the whole route that I did, but I did like a marathon through my city. It like came down Central Park, went across the river, snaked around, came back. You know, it was all unique route the whole time on arterial roads. But just a run like that inside the city, I mean, it took me on 1 time speed and the runners about 40 minutes to run it. But 40 minutes is 6 months of your city having roads shut down. Now, you could do that with car races. Of course, you could make your own separate dedicated tracks, but I feel like that's half the fun, is the race coming to your streets. The parade coming to your streets, not to a separate parade route, not to a separate racetrack. I know some people will love setting up their own F1 courses, and sure, there are use cases for that. Not anything that I care to do, and just like it doesn't make any sense how it ties into the simulation and shuts everything down. I don't think they handled it well. It's just not, it's weird how you manage it. It's weird. Like, I thought you were going to define a route, like almost like a bus route, like mile markers or something like that. But they have you literally replace the roads with blue lanes that never get used during the actual event. So like, what was even the point of the blue lanes? Wait, it runs the simulation faster in satellite? How am I not? If you want the fastest speed, okay, so go 3 times, no HUD camera, and pull up to satellite view, and it runs the simulation faster? Are you serious? Because it's not trying to animate anything? Or do you mean like... Well, I guess not if you said no HUD, but you don't mean like go to areas. Does that run faster up here? We can't really tell if it's faster up here without the... Well, we'll give it a try. IRL City has a 12-hour limit on marathon because of safety and such. Yeah, every marathon has effectively what is called like a sweep. So like if you're running too slow, you get picked up. You get taken off the course and they open it back up for cars. I mean, there are people that certainly could pull it off that might have a disability that may take like that time, but I understand that they also can't, you know, let you keep trying for 3 days. Commerce must continue. Okay, well, I hung up in the sky for a bit, right? I need to turn on where is there an option? Yeah, I had hide academic year reports turned on. So if I turn that off and we do this, right? It should tell us still when the year kicks over, right? I think. Well, I mean, we'll know in a minute. But yes, because I'm almost positive. Okay, I must hydrate. Oh my god. I drank nothing but tea for the first 2 hours and like I just realized that water is good too. What's everybody's favorite time of day to look at their city? I feel like for me, it's when there's one click left of the orange sunset. Maybe that. Ooh, that right there. That right there is pretty nice. Hold on a second. I know it's one-time speed. That's not a good shot. Like, it's got to be the right nighttime shot, but like there's just a little bit of light in the sky. There's this tiny little wash of regular light on the buildings, but night is taking over. I don't think this is animating it really well. You need good shots for it. But I think from like a still shot of your city, you could probably get some good shots. It depends on what we're looking from. This looks like something that burned recently. This definitely burned recently. Okay. Well, anyways. Why can't we change the color of the lights on the streets? 11 a.m. for building pleasure? I understand. Yeah, building and looking at your city is total dark with the power off. All right, come on, school. Are we done? Are you done schooling for the year? No, because we didn't get our year-end report, right? Come on now. If I just listened and just stayed up in the sky during the day, probably be better off. Almost there. Hold. Still holding. Still holding. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1. There we go. Okay, so we only got one academic work? What am I paying these people for? Okay, if we go over, okay, as soon as we use the mouse, it steals control and it's like, oh, you didn't mean to be in the UI, right? Oh no, we have 2 literatures now. So apparently we've done all the... Why do we have 2 literatures? That does not make me feel good. We have maxed out probably cinematography because I've been just been doing that. But it does concern me that it now is listing 2 of the same. I'm sure it's not at all something that we should worry about. I'm sure it will be fine. I spend I think I like night a lot in my city, especially for cinematics, and finding like a spot to chill at. It does act as a nice screensaver in the dark, but also like this is how I generally see my cities because I record so much of it, and it ends up being a lot easier to watch, or at least to see what is happening, I should say. So I feel like that's the one downside of sharing so much of this stuff that you build. I really like how this University of Riverrun, or RU, came out. I think it's the district, the district that's named that, but the school is actually named University of Riverrun. I'd rename it now, but I don't want to chance it. I moved this over here for now. I got to find a way to slot it in a little better. But I wanted to move that. Did a little bit of tightening of things up over this way and reclaim some of this space. I'm not sure what we do with this, but it's key to feathering off this side of the map, so I've got to figure it out soon. Because at some point, you know, Riverrun might get finished. At least at a point where I'll be very happy with it. I'm very happy that we got it to $1 billion. Like that's very cool. How much can I really want to round it out, fix some of the traffic problems once it's all figured out.
And even view distant weather systems across the map.
Thank you, Todd. Yeah, different road types and sizes have different colored lights, and that is frustrating that we can't change those like we can change trees. That I feel would be like such a win, and honestly, I was going to say not that hard to implement, but they forget that I'm not going to do it, Todd. That they forget that, some people play the game with a controller and don't have a way to left click, right click, or not right click, I should say. At least not the way they built the UI. Yeah, all the roads are a little bit different in terms of their lights, and I wish we could change that. You definitely can do it with mods. But the same way that we can change trees on a road with trees, I feel like we should be able to change lights. If they want us to keep buying DLCs for this, like, that would be a good free update. Can't even rotate trees. Rotating trees would be a good free update. That is like a feature that just like is so blatantly missed. We need a tree brush. That's how you fix it. That's how you fix it. And I don't even mean like I want a brush that does a bunch of different trees? Yes. But here's what I'm saying. Like when I go into roads and I want to go put a road down, I get this little menu up here in the top. Like put the tree. So like the problem here is like if it's a prop, I've complained about this before, right? This feels like a rant I've been down. Like if you're using a prop, you can use the D-pad to rotate it left or right. Totally, like you can totally freely rotate this little gazebo thing. However you want. Same thing with like a bench that goes nearby. The problem is when you go to place trees, pushing left or right in the D-pad changes the size of the brush. So all I'm saying is give us the ability to rotate a tree, because it's been the game remaster's been out since February 2023. Like, I would think you could have added tree rotation by now, but what do I know? Yeah, so it increases the size of the brush. So what if, easy way to fix that is apply the same logic that already works for props, let us turn it, and then give us a little right bumper that changes the size or the strength of the brush. It's better than not having the ability to rotate a tree, surely. But if you want to make that even better, that brush could put down multiple trees at the same time with random rotation. I don't know if that is that an intentional design to limit memory. Like, do you have to use less memory for the trees if they're all facing the same direction? Is that intentional? Is that game design? Road light colors, yeah. I'd love to see some like wear and tear on roads too. Like, there's a very consistent wear pattern to roads in CS2, and it's interesting when you first see it, but then it becomes annoying because like every road is worn the exact same way. Like every side street in a little suburban area is worn the same as if it was, you know, a way over service road cutting through a bunch of stuff. I did some little things through here. Like, I did put some grass lined streets where I didn't want cars parking. So like, as you go through this neighborhood, there are houses zoned on this narrow street. So I did leave the parking, but if you come down here, there's nothing zoned on this street. So I did the grass line all the way down here to, again, just to remove parking. There ends up being parking like in front of people's houses, which I think is a more natural look than parking on a narrow street like this. You'd probably want to prevent parking to keep it safe and flowing and more visibility. There's no train signals, is there? Is there train signals like when you cross a road? There certainly is when you cross a road, right? When you do like a 4-lane road into a... Okay, yeah, thank God. They probably drive right through it like they do the marathon, but it's nice to know it's there. Okay, we committed academic works. A little bit of death happening down here. What's going on? It might have to do with the inability of these vehicles to come service this area. I really got to look at what I did here to change all this, because this is... Oh, there's a freaking stoplight here. Oh, no. Have I saved it recently? Please? Okay. Well, that certainly might have something to do with it. Let's let the chaos win. So that needs a reset. It's only fair to give this a reset. Okay. Hopefully that'll be a little bit better, but it's probably still going to be awful. We got to figure out. I've got to shrink down some of these zones. So I run Old Town in most of them. And like, if you look at the size of like this district compared to some of the smaller districts that I have over here. And like, it doesn't really need all this one district definition since they're all basically running the same exact configuration. There's nothing really unique about how I'm breaking up downtown here, except for the unique buildings themselves. So I have started marking with an industry area the warehouses to make them a little bit easier to pick up, because when I'm going in to edit them, they can be really tough to see in all the city noise. Why not just make the off-ramp 2 lanes? Where are we talking? In the diamond that's a problem down here? I mean, that would probably help, huh? You see how much fourth, like, I'm not putting a lot, like, okay, what are we doing here? We did just delete a little traffic, but like, we're 83% and I am not even thinking about that stuff until someone like you asked me a basic question. And I'm just like, huh. Why are we not using 2 lanes? Do 2 lanes not fit? No, they fit just fine. I'm just an idiot. Do we offload? We don't offload 2, right? Like, we don't, there's no backup getting on. You know what might be the problem with that though, is if you get more traffic turning left and right and starting to cut in front of one another, I think you actually end up creating more backups on this segment in the middle. But I could be wrong. We could hang out here and watch it for a minute. But right now, that's certainly not the problem. The problem is all these people wanting to go from here to there because I've way over district and I was going to say overcomplified, but that is definitely not a word nor the word I was going for. But then I wanted to tell you the destination that my mind was taking me on there. And overcomplified was the end result, the end station, if you will, of that thought process. Complication. There's a complication in my brain. It's a word now. I like it. Feel free to use that. There might be sweatshirts coming. But seriously, like, this does not need all this. Like, I think they're all doing the same, right? Old Town, big business, small business, education, no high rise. Like, Old Town's very useful, but like, I've got to look at like somewhere I am overusing it, and all these cars are like, I am gonna go this way. So like, what are they getting off to go do? It looks like it's a lot of traffic turning left. So what if we just basically tell them, no, this is not for you to go left? Right? Like, what if this is not at all where you go to get there? Okay, so here we've extended this out from this district, which is Old Town. So they shouldn't come up here if they're not going. They should only come up here if they're going right. And then at that point, we could just step it back down to 1 lane, I think. But let's see here. Do I reset the traffic? There's just too much happening up here. I've really got to look at, because I had it managed pretty well, and I think as I change some of these areas around, I got to look like who should be using this. Although in real life you would think like, oh, I'd get off here and go left or right. We almost need to force the traffic one way, so like this feeds into the massive central park up top. maybe I don't even know. We could unload the other side here, but this is not a great intersection either. But we could extend the district so that this doesn't become an offload point. Oh, that's what I did. Okay, so exactly. So if you come up to this road, it should be to turn left. You stupid. They shouldn't be going that way. Like, what does this tell them? That this road is for people coming over here. It is not for you to turn right down. It's very clearly marked. So like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Most of the traffic should be coming left there. And basically if we do the same thing down here, right? They again should not, none of this traffic should be going down there unless they're going into that zone, but they shouldn't be traversing through this zone and turning left. Are they all pocket carring right there? They're like, some of them are faking pocket car and they keep rolling. I've seen this trick. Yeah, it's a lot of pocket carring. Ugh. That's unfortunate. Split the overpass into 2 one-ways. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, but okay. Yeah, splitting would probably be a pretty good thing. That's not a bad idea here. I've got to really rethink this, though, because this, although it looks totally fine, and there are times when it is supporting, I guess maybe if I solve the problem, it will get back to being normal again, but I've got to sneak more exits in. I've got to figure out, like, how do I feed traffic down here to make sure people are using that for this half of the map, that they're coming up this way to get up here. I think maybe I've got to just rethink some of the districts and make them larger. I've got kind of an idea in my head, but I'm definitely going to have to play around with that and save often before I move a bunch of people out, I'm sure. That should be fun. Because all these decisions too depend on some of the zoning of the buildings in the actual areas. So you might have different styles. Like we've got, what do we got up here? Well, I did the industrial evolution again, but there's some emerging downtown. Like it's very, some of it's very cobbled together. I got to figure that out. So maybe it wouldn't be the end of the world if we remapped it and moved it back down to some smaller pockets of some of that stuff. But I may not. I'm trying to think, like, this is kind of my stream city. I do want to get back to New Boston, but I don't even want to open New Boston until they've fixed some of this stuff. Sorry, I keep backing up thinking about how to do the districts a little better. Like, this over here is totally overcomplicated. A suburban district, another suburban district in the background, and a commercial district in the middle. I could achieve all of that with one district, and it would be just fine. It wouldn't functionally be that different, honestly. So I'm gonna rethink the districts a bit by bit, and that should help control some of the traffic. Again, like, it's not, we're at 84. It's not the end of the world for not having mods. Even a diamond can handle it, but like, this is the one segment right here that is just killing us right now. I'm going to dream about this tonight. So splitting the intersection or the overpass might be good just to separate the traffic. We don't want people running around too far than trying to bypass in other stupid ways, but I've got to design it a little bit better. No, the districts are not there for the names. Not at all. No. So, one of the tricks that is most important to traffic management on console, in my opinion, is the Old Town policy. And essentially, let's do this. So, let's say, no, let's not use those roads. So let's say this is a little residential neighborhood over here. And then you've got a main street of commercial, and then you've got, you know, your industrial over here. So what you can do with districts, is you've got your commercial in the middle, you've got your residential over here, you've got your industrial over here. You can say that this middle district, this Beechwood district, policies, city planning, Old Town. Only residents and businesses can use the area for motor vehicle traffic. Ban other motor vehicle traffic. So let's say you live here, but you work in the industry. You're walking through or taking public transport. But let's say you're a commercial business and you need to get something from a factory. Well, you are here and you need to get here, so you can go here as long as you are doing business with somebody in that district, and then you can come back this way. But you couldn't pass through the residential neighborhood that you have no business with. So that's what Old Town is. And I use it on almost every district. But it becomes really important how you have it set up. And you'll notice very careful separations where I am. It doesn't matter on highways technically, but you don't want to cover roads that people need to drive on, right? Because if I have this road here covered with an Old Town policy that's connected to this residential neighborhood, all of a sudden I, as a truck, don't want to get off the highway here to turn left because this road's partially covered by a thing that says I should only be doing this if I'm going to the residence. And if I'm going up here into the industry, well, that would break that policy. That's why I don't have it on the road like that. But if you look like, you know, again, near all the highways, I'm basically saying, like, if you're a car driving into this neighborhood, it's because you live in this neighborhood, not because your AI thought like, oh, it'd be cool to, you know, drive this coastal road and get to work this way or get to school this way, you know, and add to traffic where it doesn't need to be. But essentially, that's what Old Town is all about and why I have all those districts drawn out that way, but also why it's so important to make sure that they have some kind of highway access somewhere. And then you're kind of, you know, it's unrealistic, but, you know, you're setting it up so that this intersection that gets overloaded now all of a sudden only has traffic getting off to the right, for example, which would be a lot less stress on this intersection, right? If we said instead of allowing this way, if we just said that they shouldn't travel this way, which is kind of what we had going, but it ignores it sometimes and you have to play around with it a little bit. Okay, I should call it quits though. I haven't had enough water tonight. I really hope they fix some of this stuff, but I will still be playing. I'll still be here. What did I miss? I was ranting for a bit there, so sorry. When that happens, anything doesn't fit is immediately sold and destroyed. Can kill your demand. Yeah, I hope everybody has a fantastic evening. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you. And there will definitely be more remastered. I'm going to keep working on Riverrun. I'm going to keep streaming it. This is my broken city. That timing. Thanks for streaming. Thanks for hanging out. Even if it was just to make fun of pasty white legs. Oh, the Vegemite fields are below us. Don't breathe for a second. The fumes are terrible. They're terrible here. The Vegemite will kill you. It's toxic. It tries to warn you. See the hearse down there? That's somebody that had Vegemite. They consumed some of it. Instead of using it what you're supposed to use it for, motor oil in these trying times. Again, I hope everybody had some fun this evening. Maybe you learned something. Maybe you found out I know a lot less about this game and how mice work on an Xbox, apparently. But we got it working. We got it. The city only crashed technically twice. Once in the first 2 or 3 minutes, which was amazing. I thought it was setting us up for a much rougher night, but leave a like if you enjoyed it all. Subscribe if you are new, and I will see you on the next one. Probably more Riverrun. Definitely New Boston soon when they address some of the fixes. And then someone was asking earlier, so I'll mention it again. Plainville 2.0 remastered 25 tiles will be streamed and recorded. So see it first on the stream, and then maybe even see how I make an episode on another stream. We'll do an edit live. You get to hear me talk twice. It's twice as annoying. But you guys stick around for that kind of double layered cringe. Either way, I already said if you liked tonight, certainly leave a like, subscribe for more. I'll catch you in the next one. Maybe I don't know, maybe some Monday Night Minecraft. We'll see. I'm gonna try and sync up with some peeps and make some things happen in the realm. Maybe there'll be something fun to share. But I will catch you all in the next one. Turn your notification bells on. And I'll see you then when that bell chimes. Or let's be honest, it won't chime. You know it won't. 9 p.m. Eastern. I go live a lot of nights. I'll see you then. Until then, bye. I'm not used to having to move a mouse off the screen when I'm playing console. I don't want that floating in the middle of the screen. Thank you very much, game. That would make recording cinematics annoying. If I forgot to move the mouse off the screen, I'm having flashbacks to my PC days now. Definitely not fun. Okay, anyways, bye.